Welcome to Nobody Knows with Joey Johnson, powered in part by Deep Wax Productions and Classic of Denton.
Like mining to each
I've
other.
already read this 9 times.
Hey everybody, Nobody Knows. Yeah, that's the intro. We got that sponsor part thing happening right now where we tell you about things happening in and or around your Denton community. Brought to you by our sponsor, who, Richie? Yeah, Deep Wax Productions. Deep Wax does a bunch of local benefits and shows to help, I guess, promote the arts and local community here in the area. Run by Mark Zimmerman. You can catch them on Facebook at Deep Wax Productions.
And what do they put on?
Well, this 18th, they will be throwing something. August 18th, they will be throwing an event at the Bearded Monk, per usual. Barbecue Beats and Brews 3. As the event page says, get ready for summer fun at the Bearded Monk, 3rd annual Barbecue Beats and Brews, sponsored by Point Bank and never mind, they don't sponsor us. Local barbecue masters coming out to compete to see who has the best barbecue in town. There will be a lot of food, drinks. Oh, I'm so about this.
That sounds like we should do that.
Absolutely, go to that.
We should have that today.
Yeah, we should have done that with our show.
We should have that on today, Thursday.
The cost to be a judge of the barbecue competition, it's $10 a person.
Yep.
If you want to test all the sides, it's only $2. Oh, you know, macaroni and cheese is going to be there. I'm all about this. Live T-shirt printing, pint services. The event starts at 3 p.m. Again, this is August 18th. Barbecue competition takes place from 4 to 6 p.m. or until barbecue runs up.
I went last year.
Runs out, not runs up. They just run up in price. You went last year?
I went last year. It was amazing.
Really?
They had a lot of like brisket. It's called like brisket
What's
tips
your
or something.
go-to barbecue?
All of it. I like ribs. I love barbecue. I like all of it.
Anytime I go to the south,
I don't
like
care so
somewhere
much
in
for
the
chicken.
south or southeast, I have to try it. Even though I know they say Texas is king, and to be honest, I just got back from Arkansas and had some amazing barbecue. But anyway, nonetheless, Serve Denton and Almost Famous Pizza will be serving up extra treats if you're still hungry at the Bearded Monk, and Denton County Brewing Company will be serving the best summer beers we can get our hands on. Obviously, admission's free, but if you want to be a judge, $10. Check it out, Deep Wax.
It's worth being a judge. I'll say that. I'll co-sign that event for sure.
Deep Wax on Facebook. Check them out. And we have another sponsor, but I can't think of them right now.
Blue Riley Honda.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Anyway, this is Nobody Knows, episode whatever we're on. Okay.
Next up.
Getting better at the sponsor thing. Is that impressive, guys?
You didn't make me want to spend any money.
Not at all? I didn't make you hungry for any? What kind of barbecue do you prefer?
I like ribs. I don't like barbecue that much. I don't like barbecue sauce. It's like
No,
too
I
sweet.
like that.
You
I
don't
can get
like
that.
barbecue sauce?
I don't like barbecue sauce,
Well,
man.
the different barbecue sauces are different.
See, I don't like
Nah.
smothered
Yeah,
barbecue
they're-
sauce.
Exactly. Like
I'm
maybe
not
a
like
little
that
bit.
either.
I
But
like
there
stuff
are, like-
cooked on a barbecue grill.
They're
I
like
don't
in-
like getting sticky fingers.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Dude, I can't stand it. I
don't
literally
like
go,
it.
my hands are sticky. My hands are sticky. I feel like a 4-year-old.
I
I
don't-
don't
Well,
the rest of the day. Same
You
with
have to be
pancakes.
able. You have to shower after barbecue.
That's
you have to be
ridiculous.
in a
I'm not gonna
situation.
Shower, you gotta take a nap.
Yeah,
It's the same thing.
it's a whole day.
I don't want a
thing.
meal
It's
that's a
whole-
commitment.
That's why I don't eat pancakes.
I want to
in
eat
the
it,
morning.
feel bad
feel
about myself. Go
I
on
do
my
wish that
day.
they
It's
have
like
more-
when you
this
drink
the
or
rest of my
take
day.
something that makes you. It's kind of like that. It's about the experience. It's like getting. It's like drinking.
I wish barbecue turkey
It's
wasn't
just
such a
barbecue
foreign thing.
Barbecue
barbecue
turkey's
turkey?
fantastic.
If someone's like, "Oh, we're making barbecue," and you're like, "Oh yeah, what do you have?" And they're like, "We're just making a turkey." No one's just like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we're headed over."
I mean, turkey's pretty
I like
dope.
I like brisket. I like
Brisket is the best.
brisket or like bacon wrapped like chicken with some jalapeno in there. or
Yeah,
something.
I like
That's
chopped.
like home grilling. Though.
Yeah.
Do places like serve that at like
Yeah, yeah.
barbecue.
chopped
places?
brisket or
I don't want to
sliced.
give them a free sponsorship, but
Chopped or sliced.
I know a place.
Chopped brisket.
Chopped
I'm
brisket.
just
Chopped
gonna,
brisket,
gonna
yeah.
answer for
Chopped.
him. It's the only way to go.
Chopped brisket, put barbecue sauce on it, flip it all around, and then just eat it with a fork.
See, yeah, I like it when it
Mm.
looks kind of like cat food, and
Yeah.
I like the look.
Give me cat food.
Give me my barbecue cat food.
Give me
It's
cat
tuna
food.
for the
I don't
South.
even really know what it is, but I always do pulled pork when I go places just to try it.
Pulled
and
pork is good.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's kind of sketchy.
It's
You'll
greasy.
get some- I'm
You'll-
kind of
you'll
terrified.
get some
Pulled
weird
pork
stuff
kind of
in
makes
there.
me sick. Like after a while.
It's
get
The
those-
bacon.
the best is like in North Carolina. That's where they like, or I guess any of the Carolinas, they claim their pulled pork is
any of the
bomb.
many Carolinas.
Any of them.
You'll get those
The
weird
thousands.
bites
You mean
though,
both of
where
them?
it's just like straight fat and cartilage and
See,
stuff
this
like
place
that.
in-
That's where it's dicey for
This
me.
place in Arkansas, it's like the barbecue plate. So I got the pulled pork, and then they just put the ribs on top of the pork. And the ribs were amazing. Shout out Arkansas barbecue.
See,
That's
my
the only thing
problem
worth
with
shouting out. In
barbecue is it's
Arkansas.
almost always incredibly expensive.
Oh,
It is.
absolutely.
And I'm a poor person, and I have poor instinct. Even if I have money, like I'm not.
Have you ever been to Coulter's?
What's
I
Coulter's?
don't think so.
Coulter's barbecue. That was like
Singing
the
the-
song.
Is there like a chain?
Yeah, it's like a big chain. In Houston, though, it's called Luther's, but it's like
I can't
the
support
exact
barbecue
same
chain.
restaurant,
Yeah,
but different.
It's like a steak chain. I don't.
Hard Eight
It just
barbecue.
feels
if you've ever-
unauthentic to me.
Hard Eight is over in by
Like-
Grapevine,
It's like,
kind of.
yeah,
Coppell.
Capel. There's one on 121.
See, I'm not a fan of their sauce.
You're not a fan of
It's
their
like
sauce?
too much. It's too tomatoey. It's
It's
like
a-
overly
Shots
tomato.
fired.
Tangy. Yeah,
Yeah, there's like
it's
not
got some
enough pepper
tang
or
to it.
something in it. Yeah, it's too tang. Too tang.
Too tang.
Not a big.
I
call-
liked it. Two-Tang!
I call my rap. I call a rap
Tang.
name Too Tang.
Too tang clan.
Yeah.
What is all right? Go to side, Richie. Go.
I mean, macaroni
Okay.
and
Yeah.
mashed
same.
potatoes and corn mixed with green beans.
Wait, mixed?
I like mixing everything.
Mashed potatoes and corn though just has like a magical
It goes
chemistry. Like
together.
there's
Yeah.
something
Well,
about
yeah, because
it.
corn
almost
alone
like they're-
is nothing.
Nah,
corn
corn's
alone is
great.
not a thing.
It's like they're grown in similar fields.
You like
Are
corn
they?
off
I
the
don't
cob, like just corn.
I
like-
don't know anything about agriculture.
I don't either. I know I like corn. It's a top tier vegetable, man.
Oh,
It's
man.
very
I know it has
It's
no
actually a
no-
starch. They're both starches.
It has
Neither
no
of them are even
nutritional
vegetables.
value.
Both started. Yeah, corn.
Starches aren't considered vegetables. They're just
No.
in their own lane.
I think so, but corn, I think, gives your body nothing.
Nothing.
That's,
It just-
not
that's
to get graphic, but that's why you
Yeah,
see
you
it
can see it.
afterwards, is
And
because
poop.
your body
And the
doesn't
output.
do anything with it.
Welcome back to Starch
I think
Talk.
we can
We're
say poop. I'm pretty sure.
here today
Okay.
talking
It's not-
Why don't
corn.
mashed
We have a
potatoes?
3 poop limit, and I've done it 3 times.
Why don't mashed potatoes do that though?
Don't give me a couple. What?
Why don't mashed potatoes do that
Do what?
if they're also starch?
'Cause there's some stuff that I don't know. What do you want from me?
All of a
I'm
sudden,
just
you're the
picturing.
expert.
I'm just picturing what that would look like. It would just look like cauliflower. That's all it would look like.
I didn't like cauliflower once I found out
what?
that it wasn't.
that it murdered my
Broccoli.
family.
That
All the bad
cauliflower
stuff.
killed
No,
my
my
whole
mom used to be obsessed with making like cauliflower
I don't
mashed
think I've ever had
potatoes.
cauliflower.
It's no good.
What is a cauliflower?
It just
are
looks
they, are they
gross.
considered
It
trees?
looks
It's
like
actually
white
pronounced
broccoli.
cauliflower.
Cauliflower. See,
It's
that's
just racist.
ridiculous.
It's racist broccoli. It's non-inclusive
Did you know that-
broccoli.
Which I already thought broccoli was pretty dicey, but
Yeah.
it gets worse.
Is it just a rando? Is it species or species?
Oh, it's-
Now I'm thinking about it. That's like saying, hey, now you're breathing manually. Now I'm just
Is
thinking
it
about
further
I think
or
I-
farther?
I think I would say species.
I
Those are
think
two
I would
different
say
words.
species.
So everybody.
But if I
Because
was a-
species. See, I don't say that word.
See, I think idiots say species, but I think if you're a scientist, you're supposed to say species.
but
I think
Check this
species sounds a lot like feces.
Do you want to know?
And then I
Because
giggle.
David Attenborough of BBC
yes,
television.
yeah, David Attenborough, Planet Earth.
I want to.
Species.
Species.
Yes.
species.
He's
Everybody
British.
got
He's
on me.
British, though. Do we
Everybody-
count that?
I said something on
Are they people?
Facebook. I was like, hey, yeah, it's a different species. And everyone's like, species. And they spelled it with like an SH. And I was like, am I wrong? So I started watching Planet Earth. And nope.
Wait, they thought there was an SH in species?
No, they were
It's
spelling it like
SBS.
the way I said it. And they were like
Okay.
making fun of me. And I was like, Mom.
I say species versus species. Species is like if you've ever seen Johnny Tsunami on Disney. They're the
Wait, where's
urchins.
this
What do you-
Okay, the urchins.
Just a
which
grown
is-
man plugging cartoons.
They were the
alright.
snowboards. They were the cool
that was a
kids.
live
Species,
action.
Is that what
Species-
Johnny Bravo turned
No.
into?
Johnny
No.
Tsunami.
Do you guys not remember Johnny
Live
Tsunami?
action
It's about
Disney
that,
show.
the live action, the surfer who like
was
moved
a
to Colorado.
show?
He was like a surfer, and
It
his
was a
dad
movie,
wanted him to get
TV
his
movie.
grades better, so he moves him to like Colorado.
Now he's
Then he
on
gets into
snowboard.
snowboarding.
Are you talking about where he delivered the paper? His name was Gunther
but the
Wheeler.
skiers, but the skiers won't let the snow. No, that's I know what
Skiers
you're
won't let
talking-
the snowboarders.
I know what you're talking about.
snowboard
I don't
on the
remember
same
which one that
slopes.
is. Yeah,
they were the rich kids.
the
They were
mountain
they were
is
the sky.
split.
The skies
There's a
is what they-
schism, or is it a schism? I don't. What are we doing right now? But yeah, and so then there's a big race, and Johnny Tsunami wins it for the snowboarders, so they get to shred gnar all over that mountain, dude.
I feel
Sounds
like you
like
just described every
Out
movie
Cold.
made in the 90s.
Every
Like,
single-
That's like
Oh,
Out
yeah.
Cold for Disney.
I've
That's
never
cool.
seen Out Cold. What
What's
is-
out? Which one's out cold?
Out Cold with
Come on, guys.
Zach Galifianakis was in that.
Yes, that was like when
Oh,
he first
yeah,
wasn't
no, I
as
have
funny
seen
as he
that
is
one.
now.
So
When he
you're
was
mad
like a
at
bro.
me for not knowing it. The less
No. So
funny
here's
of
what
the
happened.
Zach Galifianakis.
Zach
classics.
Galifianakis. Zach
So he's been
Galifianakis-
Hangover
so many
2,
good movies.
Hangover
He used to
3.
be like a
got the
bro,
hits.
Yeah.
right? He used to be like the bro, like, hey man, it's me. And then he became like who he is now in every
Oh,
single
no,
movie.
I've never.
He was a bro.
It's been a
He was like a
while
bro.
since I've seen.
No,
Out
he was
Cold.
always like weird, man.
No.
Like that was.
Was
And Out Cold, he
That
was
was
like,
always
"Come
his
on, guys,
shtick.
I'm the counselor."
That's a pleasant sound.
That proved nothing. That proved nothing.
That was Zach Galifianakis.
And you know it.
I'm a bro. That's my impression of bro Zach Galifianakis.
I'm so not bro. I can't do an
Hey,
impression
but you
of
know
a
what?
bro.
I can't
Congratulations to us for learning how to say his last name. You know what I mean?
Galifianakis not a hard last name.
But we still don't know how to say species or species.
Yeah.
I don't think we cleared that up. But we can say.
I will say,
Zach
smart
Galifianakis.
move going to planet Earth to find out anything about
I mean,
species or.
I'm not.
That's what I do.
I don't know.
Anytime
I don't know if I can even say this, but I'm like pro the way British people speak English. Like, you know what I mean?
They're
You're
superior.
pro it. So
Everything they say is just more
I like how you
etiquette.
say
It's
that.
so smart. They're so
Eloquent.
like they can literally say like.
I don't think anyone knows how to say any words. And we're on a
actually-
radio show, so that's
I actually
really good.
read an article somewhere where the way British people speak and the way that Americans speak, Americans before the British came to America is how England spoke prior to us coming over or them coming over. And then
lost there.
the way that the English speak now was an imitation of how the upper class spoke.
Did
and
you
then
read this on a
everybody-
Snapple bottle?
No. It couldn't fit.
This is
But
king size
so
one.
it was like the
It's a gallon of Snapple.
yeah, the plebs, the regular people, they wanted to speak fancy, so they started imitating the rich, and then just eventually everybody speaks British
So what
accent,
is it?
And then we held it down for the realsies.
See, I like the old
Real
how they used
recognized
to
real
talk
dog.
in like the 1930s and like, come on, son, we're gonna come this way.
See, that is good stuff.
Why don't we do
But
that
people didn't
anymore?
actually talk like
That's
that.
not
They
a
had to
thing.
talk like that in movies because
Come on,
there was
darling,
some
don't you love
weird
me?
thing with the sound, like they could
Yeah.
only get like above a certain
Once you
frequency.
get the-
So they
Yeah,
had
I
to
don't
talk
think that
like
was-
this, hey.
Yeah, I think that was just like a.
Welcome back to the Colgate Comedy Hour.
I don't think they know how to speak through the diaphragm. I thought that was like
That's
they
what
thought
I've been
that
thinking.
was
And they all
projecting their
smoked
voice.
and drank scotch.
So I don't know
all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Their
you've
ties
ever-
were really tight. Like they
Also,
all had a
fat
tie.
people today were fit people in the 40s.
As a
Fat
generic,
people
oh
today
God,
were
Babe
fit.
Ruth.
I don't
It
know.
was obese.
Babe Ruth was obese. That's why I
don't
love
know if y'all
baseball.
know.
Look at who's the
Steroids used to be like hot dogs and beer.
my God.
Like that was his
who's the pitcher for the Rangers who is
Bartolo Colon.
oh
Large man, fat,
Beefy.
fatty, fat.
He's
He's
a-
a fat man.
That's why baseball
That's
is
what-
America's
He's
why I
making
love
millions
pastime.
of dollars. I
Anybody
don't
can
feel
play
bad
baseball.
calling that
no.
man large.
That's why I love baseball though, because Babe Ruth.
Remember
some of the-
David
some of the-
How
Wells?
do they
Remember
talk?
how fat
Hello,
David
this
was?
is Babe Ruth.
David Ortiz. If he's not busting it out of the of the field, he's not getting
No,
anywhere.
not at all. No, that's all. He doesn't do anything
No.
other than hit home runs. That's literally
I
what
don't
he's
feel
utilized
bad for shaming athletes because at the end of the day, they could
Millions
still
of
do.
dollars.
No, they could just still do all the things I wish I could do. I
'Cause the
wish-
millions and billions of dollars.
Not even just that. If I could just throw a ball really fast, I'd be thrilled. I would
Really?
be so happy.
Oh, is there a
Is
single
that a
sport
thing?
you're okay? I know you like playing 2K on
I'm
PlayStation.
decent.
Are you
I'm
decent
pretty.
at basketball?
I'm pretty decent at basketball.
Like playing with real feet and
yeah.
With-
yeah.
I mean, I'm just like not.
I'm
real
not
feet.
amazing, but I'm like kind of decent. But like basketball was the only thing I was ever kind of good at.
But you wish you could throw a ball fast?
Yeah, dude, I would
That's a
trade
thing?
in everything in the world, any jokes, anything.
what you
If I
got?
could
What
just,
you got?
I would trade in all my jokes.
I would trade everything in if I could just dunk a
Dunk?
basketball.
All
If I
of
could-
it?
I would
Just
trade.
to dunk?
I would just stay at the
Just to
park
dunk?
all day, just dunking
What
all
if-
day
what
with
if-
children.
hey,
I wouldn't go home. I wouldn't eat. I would just dunk all day.
What if? All right. What if this is one of those
Your
things?
little
So you know, in like
dunkaroo.
the genie movies, you get
Yeah,
your wish
yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever. But the genie, or like if you make a deal with the devil in like
There's a
that
catch.
Twilight Zone episode, exactly. There's a
Absolutely.
catch. What if the catch was that you couldn't, like everything else was off? Like you still had to give up the stand up, all that, because that was part of the deal.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the rest of your basketball game is just like.
I'm this terrible girl. I can just
Everything,
only
but you can
dunk.
only dunk.
Oh,
you can't
man,
even dribble.
that's a
Every time
riddle
you try
right
and
there.
dunk, it's a travel.
But you can't be funny at
So
all.
it's useless. No, I would trade it in.
Just go.
I can just imagine
stand
that
by the
like
net.
That is something I am
everyone's
depressed
setting
about.
up all these jokes, but you just can't.
Well, because like
You can't hit
one
him?
of the hardest
But
parts,
you,
honestly,
you become a prop comic and just dunk, and people you dunk watermelons. You become the basketball
oh,
Gallagher.
that'd be amazing.
The basketball Gallagher. That's
But
what
one
you-
of the hardest parts of growing up, honestly, was whenever I got to the age where like people my age were like getting drafted in the NBA and stuff, and
Yeah.
I've never felt that level of jealousy ever
Yeah.
in my entire life.
I had kids like that. That got drafted like MLB and stuff from our like.
Did you
I had like a whole
you
class of
played
kids
football
graduate, and I
I
was
played
just being like,
played football and baseball in high school.
Yeah. Did you play any sports in growing up? Or anything?
no, I had piano hands.
Yeah, I played.
What?
That was my excuse when my mom was like,
I got these long dancer legs. What do you want from me?
my mom was like, we can't have you play football and break those little piano fingers. And I was like,
piano
And that-
hands.
well, I will say
Somebody doesn't want to take me to
That says a
practice.
lot about your childhood, honestly.
it
I
does.
will say though,
I played a lot of
You're
piano.
a really nurtured child.
I
Yeah,
will say
your
magic
parents
takes a lot
loved
of
you.
sleight of hand, so it kind of did pay
Yeah.
off a little bit.
My mom knew I didn't like football.
That's fair.
My mom put me in all the sports as like the Pee-wee or whatever, and
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
embarrassed about
I
the
like
Pee-wee
how-
name
Yeah.
already.
Your parents made to take care of your freaking hands, while mine like threw me into 100
No, I
degree
know.
weather in
Yeah,
fifth
mine
grade.
made
to
me
Here's
get
the
go
thing.
dig
concussions.
holes.
No, no,
It's
no,
like
no. Here's the
football.
difference,
They were
though.
throwing you weights.
You put
They're throwing
effort.
just to catch
You
with my
put
bare
effort, so
hands.
it was worth your parents like spending the money to keep like buy you the stuff. My mom would be like, I was in baseball and I would like be sitting in the outfield, just like
Oh yeah, no. Anybody who
you know what I
played
mean?
anybody who played outfield in Pee Wee baseball never kept up with it.
Do you know why?
yeah, that
Do you
was-
know why I wanted to play
But then
baseball?
outfield when you got older.
Oh yeah, that's the most
is like
important
the most
thing.
athletic.
No,
dude.
But growing up in
The
Pee Wee,
reason-
if you're in outfield, you
The
did not
reason
play
I
past
even
that.
played whatever it was baseball as a kid was because I went to my cousin's baseball game and they sold turkey legs at the
I want more.
concession
I want
stand.
more of them legs.
And my whole life,
want more of them
I never even got
legs.
one.
Your
Every
whole
time,
life is just based off trying
You
to find
never
a turkey
got one?
leg.
never got
That's
one.
the
Never
whole
had a
reason you
turkey
got-
leg?
That's
Not
tragic.
there. The
Have
only
you
time
had one?
Well, his
Yeah.
parents said you only get one if you win.
I've only had one turkey leg,
And
and
Richie
it was
has yet to
I
win.
was walking past the jazz festival. It was after the jazz festival. They just kind of closed, and
That's
this
what I
lady
was gonna
goes,
say. Have you had
"This
one?
lady goes, hey, do you want a free turkey leg?"
she
and I was
tossed
like,
you on like
"Yeah,
mean,
sure."
mean Joe Jackson's jersey.
Yeah, kid.
She gives me one, but
Joe Jackson's jersey.
but I end up going to my friend Stu.
Want a
Brutal.
Coke? Too bad. I got this old turkey leg.
I end up going to
Here
my
you go,
friend. I go to my friend Stu's house
Joe.
with this turkey leg, and him and his girlfriend and all their friends were vegans. So I show up,
Wait,
and
you
I'm
took it all the way home?
no, I mean it was like right
a
across the
turkey
street.
leg is meant to
He
eat
hung it on his
right
wall.
away.
No, I was walking by the gate.
You don't
and
wait on
I
a
was
turkey
walking by the
leg.
gate at the park, and this lady just like handed me one over the gate. I was like, ah, cool. It
He
was like wrapped
converted
up.
it into one of those singing Billy Bass. It just sings on his
on the
wall.
wall.
It just sings Chicken Head.
So I start eating
a
it,
family
and then
heirloom.
I start feeling guilty because I'm about to go hang out with my vegan friends. So I literally took 2 bites of it and threw it in
Wait,
the dumpster
why
in
did you
front of
feel
their-
guilty?
Because they're vegan. I didn't know how it worked. And then I go there and they're like, hey, what's up? Why
Are they vegan for dietary reasons or for morale?
I
No,
mean,
this is a tough vegan crowd that Richie rolls with.
It's just like they're,
a mean vegan crowd.
What
do
you got
not
there,
want-
they
Richie?
were just progressive. I don't know. I don't know their reason.
They were aggressive.
yeah.
Aggressive,
So,
progressive.
so I show up. I walk up
Progressive,
there,
aggressive.
and my friend's like, "Oh, you finished that turkey leg?" And I was like, "What turkey leg?" And they're like, "Oh, we saw you out the window, like
We
with
saw
a big
you-
old turkey
we
leg."
saw
And I was
you,
like,
Rich.
It's like,
We
oh,
saw
yeah,
you,
I go, I
Richie.
threw it away because y'all. I go,
We saw you, Richie.
I threw it away because y'all are all like vegan and stuff, and they're like, "So?"
Did you really?
Like,
that's-
yeah.
You already
Why
got,
would you do that?
Tell them I threw it away in the dumpster right in front of their
Richie.
apartment.
you already got jumped
you
in,
suck.
YG.
It's still there.
You know how mad that makes Jesus?
You know how much more mad? You know how mad that makes vegan Jesus? You know how mad that makes
Vegas.
the turkey's
Vegas-
already
Vegas-
dead. You might as well do
You
something.
know how
with it.
passive
That's the thing,
aggressive
yeah,
that
it
makes
already-
vegan Jesus.
It are progressive aggressive vegan
No.
Jesus.
Well, then
That
I
already
told them
made
I threw it away,
mad.
and they goes, "So you wasted
it.
And I was like, "Okay,
You can't win
I'm
here.
gonna go
Can't
play with my
win.
marbles."
Richie was 23 at the time.
This was like literally
This was
last year.
1950s.
This was long ago. This was last Jazz Fest.
You can't win
Oh
there.
gosh, I'm gonna go kick some cows.
When it's
Such a
Jazz
pain in
Fest
the-
already happened. That happened like
Yeah,
pretty
it
recently.
happened like a month ago.
I don't know why I'm hoping it's coming. Like it's so
Like
hot
it was-
outside.
it-
Why
no,
would
it was
Yeah,
like
I-
2 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you
So
got. You got.
how do I get a turkey leg? Right.
Right now?
Where
And
do they
the-
sell turkey legs?
Where do you get a turkey leg if it's not at a festival?
If it's not
Yeah.
at a Ren fair, if it's not at a festival, if
Uh,
it's not at a
Yo.
state
medieval
time,
times. I mean, I can get you a turkey right now at medieval times.
medieval times.
Oh well,
I'm not.
No, they don't even
are you
have
gonna
turkey
go get me
legs.
one right now?
No,
Yeah,
medieval
go
times.
get you one. I'm gonna
You
get
go
over
to
there.
medieval times
Pause the show.
drive-through.
Storm
We need
the
a medieval
castle.
times
Give me
in
your
Denton. Like we
Their
sh-
drive-through, you just get in a canoe and go around the moat.
Nah.
Kind of just like, hey.
no, Bucky's.
Bucky's has
They-
turkey
It says
leg?
turkey legs.
They do not.
I mean, it's like a big
beaver.
big bird, like a big.
They got a
Convenience
lot,
store.
but
Have you
a
seen how
turkey
much?
leg?
Have you seen how much they pay employees?
Yeah, they
Like,
post it up.
Insane. Yeah,
I'm
they like
looking for
brag
work. How
about
much
it.
they pay?
We
Dude.
pay our employees $23 an hour. It's like something.
There's one
It's
at
like something
there's
crazy.
one coming in Denton. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are
I mean, I'm not
mad
gonna-
about it.
People are
like,
mad?
deaden people, like
Why are
a
they
couple
mad?
townies I've talked to.
I mean,
'cause it's
just like a
Buc-ee's.
big, it's Buc-ee's, man. It's like the.
But it's off the highway. You know what else is over there? An Outback Steakhouse,
Yeah, I know.
Hooters.
I know.
Ruining our culture,
The same
man.
people that don't care that we have 4 McDonald's on one street out here.
Yeah.
It hit me
Put
the
an
other
X
day.
on there, bro. Put an X. Like, what are you?
It hit me
I
the
love
other
that
day.
we're fighting. We're so hipster now. We're fighting for corporate gas companies to fill up our Texas
Give
chain
me our
gas stations.
Our QTs and our racetracks are where it's at, man.
when
This
supporting
Buc-ee's come
local,
in.
when supporting local goes wrong.
No, I realized the other day there's how close the Whataburger. There's a Whataburger at Razor Ranch, and then
There's like 6
like
in
two,
town.
like 2 miles down Razor Ranch, and then
Yeah,
like,
right down on
just
University.
right
Same with
down-
McDonald's, and then they have Walmart McDonald's, and then they have the McDonald's by.
Yeah.
There's more
Dave.
Whataburgers in town than McDonald's, I'm sure.
Oh, there's one.
There's
I'm
one
not,
off
we won't-
388.
I can think of 4 right now. Loop 288,
Yeah.
Fort Worth, 2 on University.
Yeah.
And there's got to be one,
one on-
elsewhere.
I will say the Razor Ranch and the
one near
university
Kingsley,
one's
I
pretty.
think.
Like if you forget one,
Welcome
if you
back
forget
to
fries at
Talking
one,
Water.
Daniel,
you've got-
I miss
no,
you.
wanted
I
fries.
miss you working at Whataburger.
I do not.
Because that place has gone such downhill.
I know. That's why I love
Because
it.
I used to text him and be like, "Hey man, make sure it's warm," because that place never
would-
serves.
And I never did.
Was
I
it on
never
you?
did.
And then
Is this?
I don't know if you can tell the
I don't know.
story.
Is
I've
this
never
part of the
laughed
contract?
harder.
Can we take down corporate
that-
Whataburger?
I've
Is
never
this-
laughed harder than that story.
Which one?
Hey, my name's what? I'm staying at that hotel over.
Oh
what
my
happened?
god!
I've
Oh,
never
man, I
laughed
forgot
harder.
About that.
I've never laughed
Okay.
harder
It's
in
the
my
one
life.
by the Motel 6, right? You
Yes,
work at the one
okay.
and
so-
it plays into this.
Oh my god. Okay, so I think I can talk about this.
We'll edit it out.
So
if
I
not.
used to work at this.
No
I used to
worries.
work at the Whataburger next to Sketchy Hotel 6. I don't have to say which one. You know which one.
Motel
it is.
6.
Motel 6.
Every
I'm sorry.
Hotel.
Eight.
Don't get it
Yeah.
wrong. You said Hotel 6.
Picture Motel 6. You nailed it.
Yeah.
So one day. So one day I was outside. I was on my regular supposed to, and this homeless looking guy came over from next door from the motel. He comes over and he asked me to take his picture next to the no loitering sign. He was like, "Get it? 'Cause I am loitering." And I was like,
At the Whataburger that you
yes,
work at?
Yes.
Were
I was
you in uniform?
Yes. I was.
You better
on
say
my
I'm in
break.
costume.
Yeah, it was in uniform, and
I'll make you an accessory.
and then he was like, I was just bored, so I was just being nice and chatting with him. He's like, my name's Randy. I live over there at the hotel, room 235. You want to hang out? I was like, that's weird. And then I just ignored him. And then later I went back to work, and then like the cops were called for some reason, and
no.
this lady was crying. Because apparently
Inside the Whataburger?
inside the Whataburger, I was on the clock right now. Because apparently this random guy from the motel next door tried to kidnap a kid.
Oh my.
I know, and it was the same guy
Did you
talking
ask
to me,
what
and he
the
was
name-
trying to. He was
Is he trying to kidnap
He thought you were a
he
kid.
was trying to get me to go to the hotel.
He thought you were a kid.
So he was.
How old are you again?
I'm 21. I was probably
He was
19 at the time, but so he couldn't get me, so
Oh
he
my
settled for a 4-year-old, and he was like, "You're coming instead."
You were
And-
you weren't somebody's first choice though.
After that made me feel, and I didn't even realize till
Wow.
like a couple days later when I was telling the story, I was like, "Wait a second."
I look like a baby.
I don't think he was up to good.
I don't think he wanted to hang
He
out.
might have been guilty.
Free
Oh
cable.
no!
Didn't he say something like you
Oh,
look kind of
Randy.
cute or something like that too?
No, I don't remember what he's. It was. He kept calling me. He was like, "You look like you got a good sense about you." And
it
I
is.
was like, "Thanks, Mister." Because I like compliments.
That's
you know.
kidnapper code for you look easy.
And did you say you too, sir?
You look-
Got a
I
good
was,
head on your
I was being
shoulders.
friendly. I gave him a cigarette. It was
That's kidnapper code for it looks like nobody will miss you.
You got a sense of wonder
Oh
about
my.
you. You want to come hang out?
Room 306, free cable, ice machine.
Yeah, man, and it was.
Well, I'm glad
It
you
was
didn't
pretty
go.
wacky.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm glad too.
I'm glad you went back on the clock.
Yeah,
Although
I
don't-
finished the rest of the day.
Although, don't you kind of
God.
wish you got kidnapped for the story?
Oh god, that
Like,
would have been
and
the
it
best
escaped.
story ever. Oh,
You
I
would
would
be-
have.
you
'Cause,
would
I
have a
was-
Netflix
he
special
had,
right
He had
now.
a wobble. He had a limp. I could have outrun him.
Actually, people are saying that Tekashi 6ix9ine might have like jumped himself for the
Yeah,
PR
no, yeah,
stunt.
yeah.
I'm gonna get kidnapped. I'm stealing your
That's a
thing.
great
I'm gonna
idea.
get kidnapped for the PR stunt. I'm gonna escape. I'm gonna.
That's-
It's like
'cause
Steve
if you-
Nizzi when he lied about being in the Twin Towers or
Oh,
whatever.
absolutely.
That stand-up
'Cause
comic,
you
and
can
he like
have- one of your friends kidnap you and just don't press charges if they get
straight
caught.
up lied about, and this will actually segue into kind of what you want to talk about. He lied about. No, I mean it's
generous.
I mean,
I don't want to talk about it.
well, Kirk hit me up with the topic today because
That was spitballing.
but no, he lied to he said he was in one of the towers when the plane hit, and that when it came down, and he made a whole career out of it. And then I don't know how I mean, there's records. They found out.
Well, this was before the internet, the social media, when you could easily just look
now
up
we
a
find out
person's life.
immediately.
Back then, you could just make stuff up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was there.
And it got him big, and he
There's-
still gets work now because everyone's kind of forgotten about it because it's not as bad as
he's a
the
comic,
Louis
right?
thing or whatever.
Yeah,
you
he's
know?
he was on the League.
He was on the League, the blonde dude.
Oh, that's
The one that had his head looks like a
yeah.
thumb, kind of. Titus?
Yeah.
His name Titus. Christopher Titus.
On the League? Is his name Titus?
the-
No.
League's
his
a
name's
very
Steve
underwhelming
Reznizzi or.
I don't want to get out my phone, but
But it was interesting.
I'm
I
a
mean,
big fan of looking.
But
things
you
up.
have your IMDb app.
he
up.
based it.
Oh, I love IMDb.
He based this whole bit on what he pretended was a real life thing, and pretended to speak from personal. Speaking of personal experience in writing bits,
Yeah.
It was the same
I'll
thing
let you
as
spitball
So,
that,
so
man.
he was doing a bit,
It's
and
resin-
people took
resin-
it seriously.
Zizzy. I've heard people say it. Steve
it was like
Reznizzi, right?
it was like what's his name from
Renazes?
Brian Williams from ABC said that he got
Yeah.
shot down or something like
There's
that.
I
I would
lot-
never lie
lot of-
about anything like that. I know
There's
that
verifiable.
You know, that is the
I
most
lie all
awkward.
the time.
That's the most
I
awkward
do
thing.
too, but if it's funny.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the most awkward lie to
yeah.
get
I
caught
lie
in
if it's
is
funny,
lying
even if
about
it gets
9
me out of trouble.
Yeah, I
That's
like
the
the
only
trouble.
time
As a
I
comedian,
get in trouble with my
as
lies.
a comedian, it's joking about 9/11 is
Yeah, but
lying
you were
about
there
being in
In
9/11.
the fire?
Not in a
Netflix
comedic
special.
way.
No,
just,
to pull heartstrings
Just
and
to
then
say
to,
that.
Well, this is.
That's a bad-
I'm glad you guys segued into this because I want to tell you guys about my experience.
about your,
Where were you on?
I was. Well, I just want to tell you guys about my
where were you
experience
when
helping-
Daniel's trailer fell?
helping people in Hurricane Katrina.
Me
I
Oh
was
yeah,
there.
please go for
I
it.
was there, I
donated
was on the
$2 from-
rafts,
I was
Me
like
and
15
Ryan
years
got-
old. How
No
old
way.
I was 8.
You were like,
Me and Ryan Gosling.
I was just trying to help. I was a part-time firefighter. I was a junior firefighter.
I really had to push Ryan through it. He got
took a couple
scared, and I was
classes.
like, "Look, Ryan, don't worry." He's like, "Who are you?" I'm like, "Daniel." He's
He
like,
still
"Daniel, I'm
calls
so
me
happy to
a
meet you.
couple
I'm
times
Ryan."
a week. He says I inspired him. Ryan Gosling. Take this as fact, guys. Ryan
Brian?
Gosling
It's his
looked
brother.
me in the eye.
Yeah, this is true.
Brian Gosling
Yeah.
said that I
Less
inspired
success-
him.
less
That is
successful.
100% true.
Only God Forgives
Brian
is loosely
Gosling, the
based
kid I went
upon
to
this
school with.
story right here. It's loosely
successful,
based
but-
upon a true story that has nothing to do with
Absolutely.
it at all.
More impressionable brother to Ryan Gosling.
Honestly, I like you better than Ryan. He's turned down every opportunity to be on this show. So
Yeah. He's
we appreciate you
Keep
for
shooting
that.
for the stars on that one.
Yeah, I'm trying to. So,
it's
but
pretty hard to get me to do things,
oh, Brad, this is what I want to say, and back to personal experience thing is Brad and a bunch of them are going to the Ren Fair again next year.
Oh, nice.
And I'm totally going, and you
Are
guys
you?
should. Yes, absolutely. It's TX Ren Fair. It's like the big one, the huge,
Okay.
huge
I went to the one in the Scarborough.
Oh. Yeah, I've been to that one. But I was young
You're
too, and
going
I
to
went
the-
with family. I'm going to the big one.
Yeah.
you dressing up?
So Brad said they are like so different camps have different themes and stuff, and they're like they're the pirate squad or whatever. So pirates are cool.
I want to put it. I
I
want to
just
come
don't-
back to. Is there LARPing in Denton? Do you know? Off the
There
top of
is.
your
There
head?
is LARPing. I've seen it before at Eureka Park.
Where? When? I want to
I-
LARP.
No, they
so
used
bad.
to do it at a couple of the parks. I
used
used
to do
to
that.
used to go all the time.
I used to do zombie tag at Eureka Park.
I don't really
What
know
is
what
that?
any of this is. I've just seen people.
It was
LARP.
like every Saturday. Like it was a
People
huge,
really like monsters.
Yeah, but it was like every Saturday.
People like
Eureka
to be
Park.
scared.
2 people, 2, 3 people. It was like a group of 20, 30 people. 2, 3 people would be it first as zombies. You had to walk, shamble like zombies. You could only stay in the park, and then you tag somebody, they become a zombie.
Do people dress up like zombies?
Mm-hmm. No.
Stupid.
Yeah, I agree.
See-
Because you're not always a zombie.
Lack of commitment
I
to the
agree.
bit.
No, I agree. But it was every Saturday. That's where I was throughout high school.
I know they were trying to make like an adult field day last year, which would have been cool, but
I don't know. They have a. I saw it on Facebook. There's like an adult summer camp. Because I never went to summer camp as a
What?
kid. I never went to summer camp as a kid, but
Mhm.
where like the 80s movies. And then So I never went. I always wanted to go, but now they have adult summer camps where you stay in cabins, and it is.
This is the most Kirk thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, you stay in cabins, and you can do the float thing where you're on it. And then
Kirk's gonna quit comedy to become an adult camp counselor.
For other adults. Oof. But he's got
which
still
is
talk
really
to them
just
like they're kids.
which is really
I
just
would've
a
gone to
therapist you see one time a year.
I would have gone to space camp. I was so jealous of all the
Space
kids
camp,
that.
yeah.
got
I
to
didn't
go to
think space
What is
camp was a
space
real
camp?
thing when I was a kid.
What is
It's
that?
like a camp like put
NASA.
on by NASA. Like
Is that
teaches
real?
Kids
It's real.
I,
mean, I saw a
thought it was
documentary
a
about
TV
it.
thing.
I was
when
jealous
a
of all
kid.
the kids from the documentary that I saw that got
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
I was like, what are these? How do you get born in Pittsburgh?
Starting Space Force young. That's how it
Absolutely.
goes.
You guys
Oh, you
gonna
do
join
it
Space Force?
Space
What-
Force.
Are you guys gonna join? If
If
Space
there
Force was a real thing,
if there
like a
was an
Navy for
absolute-
space.
Absolutely. Because that's the thing too. Is like, all right. I know I could never otherwise qualify to go to space.
That is true.
Unless there was unless they
There's
just
a
wanted
height-
to send people out there to
I-
die.
I
Like
read
a
this
military. You know
There's
what
a
I mean?
height limit for being an astronaut. Did you know that?
What is
I
it?
think it's 6 foot.
Yeah.
I mean,
No!
I'm 6 foot.
No.
There's no way they can.
I
be
think
think
it
there's
is,
a-
and
I think
I
there's a
heard this
height
thing
limit.
that if you've ever
Why?
smoked a menthol cigarette, you can't go into space.
What?
I think that's fake. I think
I
that's
don't
fake.
believe that.
I think because I think I saw it on Facebook or something one time. But
Was it on a picture?
no, man, I don't.
Like a
Maybe
meme?
somebody told
Why
me
would that be? If
I
you
don't remember.
Smoked a menthol
I don't
cigarette,
know.
you
I
can't
don't
go
know. That sounds made up,
I will
but at the
say,
same time,
as
it'd be
soon-
cool if it
as
wasn't.
soon as you said that,
I have
I've
a
never looked
comment that I'm gonna-
I've never seen her so concerned about anything. And you said if you smoked a menthol cigarette, you can't go to space, and got an immediate head turn. Like what?
If you're colorblind, you can't join the army.
That's true.
You smoke Camel Crush. You crush that Camel Crush. You cannot be an astronaut, son.
Did you guys know that if you've ever pet a raccoon, you cannot join the Air Force?
That's a lie.
I'm
I'm about to believe you. I'm like, maybe rabies, airborne rabies might be a really bad. It gets
raccoons,
worse
like when you give
the higher up in
air,
altitude.
It's
The
about
rabies
the
get.
hemisphere, man.
Well, it's like when you give blood. Have you ever gotten a tattoo or something like that?
Have I ever gotten a tattoo?
You can't give blood.
Oh yeah, no, I know. No, I'm banned from BioLife because of
Why?
that. Because when I got this first one, you're supposed to take like 6 months or whatever.
Is that it?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a certain amount of time, and I guess I was a week or like 4 days off or something. I guess I just judged it or whatever. So I like went like literally with 3 days left.
It's
or
a whole line of
something.
income. Just
Yeah. Well, then they did my physical like I guess a couple months later, and she was like looking at my chart, and at the time I had no tattoos, and then she was like, "Wait, when did you get?" And you never, or she was like, and then when you started, she's like, "So yeah." They banned me.
They banned me
was,
too.
It
I got
wasn't like a
banned too.
mean thing. She was like, "I'm sorry." She's like, "I know you messed up, but
They took your picture. It's on the wall.
They asked.
Post it. Do not.
do
They
not
poked me-
let this man."
So,
Joe's
They poked me one time, and
It's
I
my
got.
damn award picture.
They poked me one time, and I just was like adjusting it, and it just kind of like started swelling. I was like, "Hey, something's happening," and I just got like hematoma, which I don't know if that's
What?
super dangerous, but it just like it like
Wait, what's
The blood was
it pokes your vein, I
I
guess,
think
somewhere.
the blood was pooling under the skin or
Yeah,
something like that.
and so they just pulled it out. And they're like, "Hey, sorry, you can't do it." And I was literally sitting there for like 2 minutes. They put it in, and then I went and got my money, and it all went through. And I was like, "Oh my god, that's cool." So the next time, I just sit there and just kind of like fidget with it.
Oh.
Same thing happened.
no.
They let me go. So I do this.
That's
I
getting
do this
cut.
a lot, right?
It's a nightmare to hear. I started.
Popping your veins? What is the problem, Richie?
I started
Hey.
fidgeting with it.
I was like, "Hey, you know what?
You're
I'll
donating.
take this money."
No, you're donating
so at
blood
the end-
for people, and you're just using it like I'll just fidget with it and save me 30 minutes. The
Blood
tops.
the BioLife blood
I
bandit.
didn't realize. No,
Why
so
does
they
that
left.
No,
They
I don't
like,
want
They
it.
made me leave, and they're like,
Yeah, good.
kind of mad at me.
Yeah.
Kinda.
And I'm just like embarrassed, and the only thing I can
You
think
should
of
be.
is
They were in the rate.
there's a whole group of people like looking at me like, what? And then I looked at it, I was like, hey, good luck on y'all's TVs or whatever, but I'm getting out of here. And I just because it's plasma. It was
That's what
plasma.
it's all going
plasma.
towards. That's what it's going towards. It's TV.
I was like, good luck on y'all's TVs, but I got to get out
This
of
place
here.
is a sham.
my.
I've seen Blade. I'm out.
Yeah, your story is worse than mine. Wow.
Yeah, you know.
Trying
My
to
life's been
cheat
kinda
the
crazy.
system. I hope your picture's on a board somewhere. So don't
Hey,
let him
don't let
in.
this guy back
dude
in.
actually steals.
I just hated the process. You gotta like eat
I hate
before, drink water, like set.
I
this
think
up
once
can't
you
do it.
stop, you
it takes
never
up your
go
whole
back.
day, and then you gotta go to the loop.
I just hate having needles in my arm, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not a fan. The first time I
I
donated
can look
blood,
away when they like. do.
I can't do
The
it.
first time I donated, though,
I don't like getting pinched.
I sent my mom a picture of me like looking passed out, like I was in the hospital, and she was freaking
You're
out.
the worst.
Oh,
I love my mom.
And I sent her a picture of
just
just
wanted
the
to be
pool
loved.
of blood underneath. And I said,
Just popping veins and taking names.
Hashtag,
No, so here's the thing.
getting paid.
The first time I did donate, I remember they called me back. They called me and they just left a message. I was at work and it was like, "Hey, we just wanted to know that we just wanted to let you know that there was some problems that we saw with your blood. If you could please come and see us as soon as possible." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like what could this be?" And I show up and I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" And they're like, "Yeah, we lost your blood." And I was like, "Oh, okay. So there's nothing wrong with it."
Where did it go?
I get
Vampires, probably.
We've seen Blade. We know.
Yeah.
We know where. I get if somebody texts me, if anybody texts me, hey,
There's blood on your door.
Hey, not right now, but can you call me in a bit? Immediately, just anxiety through the roof.
I
So
hate
for
it.
that,
Sure.
I can only
No, that was the thing. And I get up and they're
Also,
like, "Hey,
depending
we
on
found
who
a
the
problem with
person
your
is,
blood."
you know, you're like,
Oh my god,
"We found a problem with your blood." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"So what's the problem? What's up? It's my blood?" And they're
Bedside
like, "Yeah,
manner.
we
Bedside
can't find
manner.
it.
We
don't-
can't
it's-
find
We
it."
don't know where
It just
it
keeps.
is."
It's like disappearing ink. You pour it out, it just goes away.
And that's
See-
a problem where at first you're like, oh, no big deal, because your anxiety was through the roof
It
already.
just-
but then when you think about it, you're like, where's my blood?
So I said,
it depends for me how much power that person has over my life.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If a significant other's like, "Hey, we need to talk," you're like, "Ugh." If your doctor's like, "Hey, we need to talk," you're like, "Ugh." If Daniel's like, "Hey, we need to talk," I'm like, "I'm not gonna turn that."
So I did
I don't want to
say
play Fortnite right
don't
now.
need to. I'll see you.
I don't want to play Fortnite right
I
now.
said I said the vampire thing, right? And that's like funny, but like literally like I was deathly afraid of vampires. Not like, "Oh, I saw like this scary movie and it like scared me."
I want to spend the rest
I
of
watched
the time
a
talking
show-
about this.
I watched a show.
About Richie's very sensible
crippling.
fear of vampires.
No, check it out. I saw a show. It was called Fact or Fiction, right? Have you ever seen the show? They present you
I
with
bet I can guess what it's about.
they present you with 3 stories
Uh-huh.
that
could
be
be
real,
fact
that
or
are real,
fiction?
and 2 that are not, right?
Wait,
Well-
what are the choices?
One of them was the one that stuck with me.
if you
'cause
pet a raccoon, you can't join
No.
the Air Force.
That's a good
this
story
guy,
right
this
there.
guy is in a
Fact
hospital
or
bed.
fiction?
This guy's in a hospital
hospital
bed,
bed.
and he wakes up, and in his IV, there's just a vampire sucking on him like a Capri Sun, just like, and he wakes up like freaking out, and the doctors come, and then the vampire vanishes, and this keeps happening night after
Was
night.
it-
They never said if it was. I had to leave, so I didn't
Oh
see if
my
it was
God.
fact
Okay.
or fiction.
It's
Was he-
probably
I bet
fiction.
it was-
Richie.
I mean, probably, but
it-
the one where freaking
But it's still on the table, Danny. Have
Woodrow
you-
Wilson's wife died, and they buried her, and then she like woke up,
Yeah.
and all this stuff. Like that
Have
was
you-
one that was
How
true.
how would they know that? How
Have
do
you heard of...
Because she
buried?
woke up and they didn't bury her; they just put her
They
coffin
just wake
in
up,
and
She
did
just
you
and she
so
lifted
she
the
was a
coffin up.
zombie.
Okay, so you have an unanswered question. Have you heard of, and I'm not kidding, Google?
No. It's not that easy to look up. Vampire.
Yes, it is.
Fact or fiction, dude,
Vampire.
vampire, Capri Sun. Just
This
those
was in
keywords.
2008, bro. This is when AOL was the thing.
No,
like,
Google was very much a thing in 2008.
What do I need to Google here?
I mean,
Vampire,
It's fact or fiction.
I don't.
Vampire.
Sometimes you
Fact or
don't want to
fiction.
know.
vampire.
But
This
you
is a
do,
fear.
Richie, don't
It's
you?
And throwing
It's one of my
Capri Sun
few
for the fun
fears.
of it.
What are your other fears?
Beyond
What are your
belief.
other
Is
fears?
it beyond belief? Is
Beyond
that
No, I don't like lightning.
Well, nobody,
Beyond belief,
nobody
fact or
likes
fiction.
lightning.
I
No,
like
I like
lightning.
him
Lightning's
terrified
fun.
of lightning.
Thunder
Alright.
and lightning's fun from a
is
distance.
it this one?
I'm talking about like the
Blood Bank, that's the one.
Blood
Blood
Bank.
Bank, you found
Blood
it.
Bank, I found
Don't
it.
show. Look how scary it is.
look how ooh, spooky.
I bet it's not scary at all. Vampires have never been scary to me. They're
Who played the
They're
vampire?
When you're at your
ridiculous.
weakest, you're at a hospital bed. You're like chained up because you're also you've
Nobody
also
chains you
a
up.
felon.
that's
Okay, wait.
Well, that part maybe.
This
but
is
And then some like
is the only time you've been to a hospital when you've been under arrest.
no. This
I
wasn't
don't
me.
think that was a
This is from
hospital,
the. This is
Richie.
just from the show.
Okay, because you're
This
like
is from the show. This isn't me.
because you were explaining it like as a
And then
common
some-
thing, like you're in a hospital,
When
you're chained
yeah,
up,
like it happens.
And then some vigilante vampire just comes and like.
It just won't
vigilante.
tell me if
You
it's
keep using
fact
that
or
word.
fiction.
Factor.
That's what I'm saying. It's not that easy. Let me
Joey,
just look
I'm
it
gonna
up.
go out on a limb. I'm gonna say that vampires are fiction. I'm just gonna.
I believe
gonna
you.
Guess.
I believe
I'm
you
just
entirely.
gonna
Yeah,
guess.
no. That's
Okay.
not what tripped me up.
I
Vampires
want-
are fiction, but people who think they are vampires are very real. And
I
it's-
do want to
That
say
is
a
true.
threat.
That is a weirdos.
There's
I
a
do want to
weirdo.
say because we're also adamant, like no way. I want so bad for the episode to be like Actually, there's some truth to this one.
It's actually true.
Totally.
Famed vampire vigilante.
He didn't disappear so much as he jumped out the window, but he was actually doing this.
Oh, this guy's dead as hell.
Great show. There was another one where a lady sat down to get her hair done, right?
Yeah.
And so she sits down in the little machine and she takes a nap and she wakes
Little
up 6
machine?
years later.
Okay.
She
she's
wakes up
like-
6 years later.
She like wakes
And
up
she
an
can
old
read
lady.
minds.
The salon just closes. They're like,
That one ended up being fiction.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
you think?
Yeah.
Every day,
But there was
day
one
in,
of
day
this
out,
lawyer.
they
Give
open.
me a fact.
They
There was one-
open, they
there was
close,
this-
they leave her in the chair. They put an IV in her because fluids.
It's like the guy from Half Baked.
There was a lawyer-
It's the shop lady.
Oh my God.
Do we wake up the lady? Nah.
There was a lawyer who
Just
was
close and lock her in here for eternity.
there was like this crooked lawyer who like signed some like
there was a crooked lawyer.
fact. He was actually
He
crooked.
was actually crooked.
So
I
he
want all their
signed some
facts to
deal
be
that
like that,
he
all the
signed some
fiction.
deal that was like super messed up for whatever reason. And then as he's walking away, he's talking to the guy and he has his pen like this. And he's walking, and for some reason the elevator just like moved, and he fell off the elevator and killed himself with the same pen that like ruined somebody's life.
So this
they're
is
all
just like 1,000 ways to die.
Are you talking about
before
the
1,000.
Twilight Zone? Is
no,
that the
this
show?
is
No,
real.
that's-
This is
God,
based
I
on the
love
Twilight Zone. You don't
Zone
understand?
so much.
There's stuff like
Stuff in the Twilight Zone has really happened.
There are stories like this where like there's a
what?
man who tragically committed suicide, but then he had a heart transplant to somebody, and the dude who got the heart transplant ended up marrying the dude's wife that
Well, that's
died,
not
and
tragic.
then
Well,
he
that part's
himself
tragic.
also killed himself.
So yeah, it's like it's
Dang.
crazy, but it's still a
Black Mirror, take notes. That's
sure.
insane.
fact mirror.
But that's the heart. That's not even. I would be if it was a brain transplant. I'd be like, dang, that's the heart. I know. But
Okay.
what is the heart gonna? You think the heart actually like controls like who he loves?
yes.
No.
Hey,
it's not
No,
like-
the heart pumps
Yeah,
blood
actually,
through
that's-
your body.
Have you ever seen Love Actually?
no.
Oh,
I'm not.
well,
The
that was my
movie?
So
argument.
your argument is what's love actually? Which movie is that?
Oh my god!
Are you kidding?
The most delightful
No.
movie in the
You haven't seen
Thank
Love
you.
Actually, bro?
Hey,
I know,
you
right?
haven't watched it.
Someone
Come on,
hates
bro.
Kevin
Right now.
Costner.
I watch it every Christmas. He's not in the movie. You got Hugh Grant. You got Colin
you
Firth.
would be the guy
you
that
got
has
Emma
a movie
Thompson.
he watches
You
every
got-
Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh no, Die Hard.
You are
Love
every
Actually.
Christmas
Adult
kinda guy.
summer camp.
You make everybody in the family get together.
It's a-
They're tired. They don't want
We
to do
got
it.
we it was a thing in our family for a while. We made traditions because we didn't have any. We realized and stuff like that. So my nana, Christmas Eve is our holiday in our household, like Christmas Day.
I can't wait till you're married. You're gonna be Clark Griswold.
Oh yeah. So Christmas Day was whatever in my family. I could go to a friend's house on Christmas Day. That's how whatever it was. But Christmas Eve was the holiday
The
for
night.
my family.
That's
yeah.
when you opened up the presents.
Ooh, that's when you
That's
open up.
when my
Well, that's when you
grandparents
opened up
are.
the family's presents.
So what happens
Santa
with his
presents
heart?
still came with it.
So it's a heart transplant in Love Actually? Like what
No,
is-
it's not. No, I'm saying you were saying like, does your heart actually control? In Love Actually, I make the argument. Yeah, your heart drives you.
It actually does.
Well,
and there's
it's an organ
like,
that keeps you alive.
So when you feel heartbroken,
uh-huh.
right? Do you ever feel that? That's
Nah, I've
literally
never-
your heart
I've never
breaking into
felt that.
small pieces.
I feel
It's
nothing.
medically your.
Do you know why the heart is
I
like
feel
this?
nothing. Have you seen my Twitter and
you
how
know-
depressing it is?
Look at
Have I had
Joey's,
my heart
look at
broken?
Joey's tweets
I
this
actually-
morning.
Yeah, look at it, and you'll see
you
that
know?
I don't
I
feel.
actually know
Do
why.
you know why our heart is like this?
But it's not.
What?
It's like a.
No,
that's not what a
but the heart,
looks
but
like.
the design for like the
That's
love
not what
heart.
an actual like a love heart.
The
Okay,
love heart
why?
is like this because that's the way that the necks of geese are
that?
when they're in there, or swans. No, it is. When swans do that, that's where the shape of that came from.
Swans what? Kid?
This is the man who is just talking about vampires being real.
I know a lot about swans.
I believe. Okay, no.
I know a lot about
the shape.
swans.
No, the shape
I don't know if
of
that's
the shape of the romantic heart. I believe comes from ancient Rome, where they had a plant that was like a 100% birth control. And
Where is this plant?
It's ancient Rome. They used it to extinction, but the bulb of the plant
Makes
resembled a heart. It was even on their currency that they loved this plant so much because ancient Rome and stuff like that.
Or the alternative where we actually have evidence.
He has full.
Where it's
No, hold that up.
let's see. Look at this.
No,
Or-
Kirk's right.
Oh my god.
Specific suggestions. I mean, this is Wikipedia. The
Yeah,
shape of the
Wikipedia.
seed
Did
of
you
the
just do that?
silphium plant used in ancient times as an herbal contraceptive and stylized depictions of features of the human female body, such as.
I mean, oh wait, we're on Wikipedia.
well, I can't read the rest of that, but
Oh, because we trust Wikipedia now. I changed.
I trust
Did you
Wikipedia
never
more
write
than
a
I
report?
trust the
All
guy
right,
who
I'm going
believes
to
in
time.
vampires.
I'm going to
Trusting
time.
Wikipedia more than you just gave us pictures of geese. Like, look at the shape. Look
It's
at the shape.
It's 100% proof of this thing that I probably just thought of one day. I was like, oh, that's probably why that
No,
is.
I saw it
Like,
on a Robin Hood on the.
There's a
which
lot
one?
of theories.
The
but
wishbone?
I think the-
You talking about Wishbone, the
I
dog?
do love the Wishbone.
I had a
Robin Hood.
teacher who was in Wishbone.
Yeah, Wishbone was shot in Dallas.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
Barney
Wishbone?
and all the
Which
other
one's-
fun
Which
kid
one's
shows.
Wishbone? Is that
I
the
was
one?
the one
that-
with the dog.
Wishbone.
He had like the spot
yeah,
on his
yeah,
eye.
yeah.
Wag another tail.
Sure,
I'm gonna pull
great.
up a
Keep
Wishbone
going.
thing.
He would wag another tail. That was
I
like
don't
the
think
best part.
He would wag another time. We watched Wishbone, Veggie Tales, and Reading Rainbow in school all the time.
Breeding Rainbow.
Reading.
Oh.
I do remember Wishbone.
Oh boy.
I didn't
That's
see Reading Rainbow,
That's
though.
problematic.
I love reading Rainbow, but don't take my word for
Butterfly
it.
in
Dun,
the
dun,
sky.
dun. That's like
I
the
can go twice. I was reading something online. Like the theme song to Reading Rainbow opens with him dissing a butterfly. I was right. I was right on the heart thing.
You were pretty right.
You were possibly right. I mean, one time I changed all the Wikipedia things from Gotham to Dallas, and it stayed for like a day.
Oof.
So we don't know what kind of Wikipedia you just got in.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's all these people. That's what
do
they're
you
trying to
think-
make fake news about right there.
I like how you're fighting so hard for geese that you firmly
They're
believe
swans.
that's the swans. whatever.
Swans are geese.
They all have the ducks. Don't they all have the same kind of neck?
They
Can't
might.
they all do
Yeah.
the
They
same thing?
might.
Here's the
as
thing.
well
I feel
be.
bad
That's the
for
same with
I feel
walrus
bad
and
for
seals.
ducks
They're
right
all-
now because I spent way too much time this week watching pelicans eat ducks.
I watched that video.
Wait,
I
what?
Yeah,
What?
it's
Pelican-
crazy.
Like
Pelicans.
one bird on bird.
So pelicans have this.
Violence?
Their mouth is
Yeah.
like this, but when they eat something, it like grows. Right? They have
We've
this little
seen.
flap.
Oh,
right?
We've
yeah.
all seen Finding Nemo.
Right?
think.
So
we
they're
should
just
pull
like
that up.
walking up to like ducks and just like, and then just like the ducks trying to get away, and it just.
I love that we live in a time where you can say like, "Oh, I went down a rabbit hole and I watched more than one video
So many.
of this
There's-
very
there's
specific."
multiple
thing."
videos.
I watched the
Oh.
video where this guy goes,
There's
"Oh
a
no
couple
no no!"
of them.
The first YouTube video when you type pelican eats duck is 11 minutes and 30 seconds long.
And there's a
my
bunch of them. I've
God.
seen that one. There's a lot.
That's too
There's like
much.
a bunch
That's
of
too
them.
many minutes.
I watched an in-depth analysis of There Will Be Blood on YouTube, and I think that was 9 minutes. And so
And so 11 minutes of it. All right, see, this one's not as long.
Oh my
Dang, they're
God.
so like.
nature's brutal.
I mean, it is, but I'm learning a lot. Like I usually like, I'm watching like I watch this.
Welcome back to guys watching
did you
videos
know-
on their
Did
phones.
you know if you feed pelicans
Oh my
Alka-Seltzer,
God.
they blow up?
Yeah, seagulls
What?
Oh, okay.
That's crazy.
You know what? At first, I was not on board for going down this rabbit hole, but now that's all I want to do.
That's
I
nothing.
wanna say
There's
that.
a thing that says.
Oh, this is the original pelican eats pigeon. The original.
The
original.
original. This is the first
So
time
it's
it
a
ever
pigeon.
happened.
There ain't no
Oh.
imitators here.
Dude.
Snap, man.
Ooh. And it just
What a weird life where like there's just a
What a
thing walking
weird
around.
life.
There's a thing walking around. You're like, oh, I'm eating that. Like I'm ending that life
there's that
right now.
there's that great Louis bit where he's like, we aren't in the food chain anymore. Could you imagine if you were on your way to work and then you just start getting chased by him?
No, there's another one
just
where
one more thing
there's
to
another
deal with.
rabbit
Yeah, I do
hole that
remember
was like so. Apparently, cheetahs eat alligators and alligators eat cheetahs,
Yeah.
and it's like a never-ending like
what?
cheetahs
Yeah,
eat
yeah.
alligators or
Wait.
crocodile, whichever
No,
ones
I
are.
think I've seen that.
Yeah,
What?
they'll pull them right out of.
They, like, go in-
Well, I don't know if it's cheetah. Is it cheetahs or like leopards? Or,
Who are
It
you?
might be.
Who are you
No, it might
rooting
be
for
later.
there?
Yeah.
I think I'm rooting for the
Both.
cheetah. Alligators are so
Both.
terrifying.
I love alligators though.
They might be crocodiles,
but they're kind of you know
Oh,
what?
I love
they're crocs
alligator.
for sure.
It's a dinosaur.
It is.
It's a
Yeah.
dinosaur. Present
No,
day.
it
And
is.
I love looking and seeing those articles. Like
I think
giant alligator, giant crocodile.
I would
I'm a
rather be
sucker
eaten
for
by a cheetah though, so I'm rooting for the cheetah because the alligator. That
You
just
like
that's
cheetahs, though.
terrible.
I can outrun an
Because
alligator.
They bite
Can't
you
outrun
and then
it.
they
And they
spit-
whip
they
their head.
spin you.
Yeah.
No,
Spin
did you
them
see
on.
the one where they tied
Dude.
up that huge one and then they put it in the back of a truck and it just moved its head up and like knocked the guy out?
Yeah.
Speaking of YouTube videos, which I'm only
Giant-
going to show to you guys, we won't pull it on here. There is literally a video of a guy that throws meat into he throws something into an alligator cage, and this other one eats the other one's
leg,
arm off
yeah.
or leg, attempting
Yeah.
to dude, they're terrible animals.
Animals are horrible. What? I don't
go back.
understand
Hey,
why
hey,
we're
hey.
being so nice to
Here's
these
the thing.
animals.
While you're feeling bad for that alligator leg or crocodile leg, I'm pretty sure it grows back.
Really?
I don't think
No,
that's
I don't
true
think
at
so.
all.
That's
factor
I don't-
I don't
fiction.
think
Back
so.
to fiction.
It's not a reptile, right?
It's
What-
a reptile.
Is it a
It's
reptile?
a reptile, I think.
I mean,
Right?
it's an amphibian.
Yeah,
No,
because
it's-
they can't breathe underwater.
Amphibians start their life cycle
I don't know what
completely
are.
in the water like frogs.
All right, who has seen this? Kirk,
Yes.
you've seen
I
it.
saw it just the other day.
I've seen it. No, I'm a big fan. Giant animal movies.
So just some
The
dude in
Meg
dreadlocks
coming
throwing
out
some
August
meat
10th
out.
in
Dude, look at
theaters.
him.
Yeah.
Watch.
I'm a big fan of giant animal movies.
Yeah.
Look at it. He's got his
Oh,
arm.
wow.
It's twisting.
Anaconda,
Look.
Deep
Oh,
Blue Sea.
snap.
I've seen them
Dude,
all, yeah.
He literally just spins on the ground until it, and then eats it.
This is good radio, guys.
Eats it in
This is
1
good
minute.
radio.
Eats it in one bite. He just goes like
yeah,
that's
he
not.
just throws it back like it was
doesn't
a
even care.
Gardetto.
And he's just sitting there like,
And the other one, yeah.
not cool,
That's the
Frank.
most metal thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Nature's metal, man.
Nature's metal. He ate it like a
Nature-
Gardetto. I feel like
nature
you're
is metal.
oddly off-rhyming a little.
Yeah.
If that's not on your next
Plugs, boys.
Come out tonight, Wednesday the 25th. No, I have nothing going on, man.
Actually, it was posted today on Facebook. August 31st. J&J's Pizza, 6-piece comedy.
Oh, dude, those shows are so much fun.
Yeah, August 31st, 8 o'clock show and a
Yeah.
10 p.m. show.
Also, Armadillo.
Armadillo.
Right.
What's that? August.
August 16th.
August
Armadillo,
16th.
Armadillo Ale Works. You don't have anything, Danny? I mean, you're going to be with me in Colorado this
Me and
weekend.
Joey are kidding the road. It's my first
Cortez,
weekend on
Colorado.
the road.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
dude.
really excited about
It's going to be
this.
fun. You, me, and Carrie Smith.
We are in talks. There's nothing in for sure right now, but keep an eye out for Bearded Monk, another movie night. Last time we did The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, where we just watched it, talked about it throughout the
Nice.
movie. Keep an eye out.
Y'all
Bearded
talk
Monk.
through the movie.
Yeah, microphones and just.
Dude, that
Comedians.
another
The nerve.
show in town tried to do that at like midnight at one of the smallest venues.
John
which
John
is-
Brown tried to do
I didn't
that.
want to. I wasn't trying to say.
That's fine. I'm friends with John. I'll call him.
I am too, but I was
What
still trying
happened?
to be
It's
nice.
hard. It's a hard thing to do.
It's
we
so
did
hard
it one
because
time for
it's
the
just
comedy
drunk
festival.
people and they're no. I was on that. That's right.
hard.
And people were like, "Hey, I'm trying to watch this movie, man." Because
Monk might be a better place than Dusty.
Monk, yeah.
Yeah, Monk's
a bit more of a savvy
I mean, we
crowd.
did Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon. It was a lot of fun. Like a lot of people joined in, talking
Oh,
about it.
nice.
Started giving the microphone to people.
that's so fun.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Look, there's a mummy, guys.
Wow, spooky.
Plug. Mummies, fact or fiction.
I'm gonna be watching Fact or Fiction later on tonight. No, I got magic shows. You gotta just go to my Facebook, find out what days, because I have no memory of when. August 11th, something's happening. So check out my Facebook. RITCHYFLO. Like my page.
Do that. 27th through 28th. Like I said, I'll be in Cortez, Colorado with Danny.
Ooh,
The
boy.
August 2 through 4, I will be in Plano Hyenas, and August 9 through 11, I will be at Fort Worth Hyenas. That's 3 weekends of shows for you people. And August 1st, the Backyard on Bell. Okay, we gotta get out, dudes. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for having
we
us,
appreciate
man.
it. As always, this is Nobody Knows. I'm Joey. That's Richie. It's been Kirk, Younkers, and Daniel Magden. I don't even think we got to that.
No.
Who you guys are.
They're gonna
We put it in the description. It makes it
Doesn't
better.
matter.
All right.
It's
Later,
not gonna be like, oh,
everybody.
Daniel Magden. I forgot about
Well,
it.
thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to check out DentonRadio.com for new Denton artists and where they're playing next. While you're surfing the internet, make sure you check out our friends Classic of Denton at ClassicofDenton.com.